Hello everyone, you are welcome to Anchor Network where you get reliable and authentic news that are so crucial to you. I say big thank you to everyone who has been part of this channel and who has taken time to subscribe. And if you are yet to subscribe, I say please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to get notified anytime we publish any news. FFK drags South Africa's Minister of Foreign Affairs for describing Nigerians residing in South Africa as drug dealers. Femi Fani-Kayode has blasted the South African Foreign Affairs Minister, Naledi Mandisa Pandor, who at a press conference claimed that most Nigerians living in South Africa are involved in drugs and human trafficking. FFK, in a piece posted on his Facebook page, slammed Pandor for a comment. He argued that describing Nigerians as drug dealers at a time when many are still mourning those killed in xenophobic attacks is an insult. He described Pandor as an irresponsible, insensitive, shameless, conflicted, self-hating, pitiful, and mendacious creature. Wow, those are strong words. Fani-Kayode wrote a lot of things, said a lot of things about South Africa and this particular minister. It's a lengthy one, very, very long. You know, Fani-Kayode, when he speaks, he speaks with all his mind and he says things just the way they are. Let's listen to what he said. I will appreciate them in helping us as well to address the belief of our people have and the reality that there are many persons from Nigeria dealing in drugs in our country. Dr. Grace Naledi Mandisa Pandor, South African Minister of International Relations. Is this the sort of thing that ought to be said by the South African government when we are still mourning and when we have not even buried our compatriots that were cruelly slain to death and to cut to pieces in the streets of South Africa? At a time when this irresponsible, insensitive, shameless, conflicted, self-hating, pitiful and mendacious creature that has been described as the foreign minister of South Africa should be apologizing to Nigerian people for the mindless savagery and barbarity of our blood-crazed compatriots. She's pointing accusing fingers at their victims and the objects of their collective hate and seeking to demonize them. What have we done to deserve this? First, you kill us, then you seek to justify it and demonize us. Does this she-devil of a foreign minister really believe that innocent Nigerian men, women, and children should be butchered at will in the streets of South Africa by bloodthirsty and bestial mobs? Worse, does she think it is right and proper that this is done with the full endorsement and support of both the South African government and police? Is that the way forward? Is that the way to build bridges in Africa and enhance peace and stability on the continent? Can such behavior be justified or defended under any circumstances? What should what would she do or think if the Nigerian government and people decided to reciprocate and made the same treatment out to South Africans that reside in Nigeria and South African companies that are situated here? In any case, how many of those that were butchered over the years were drug dealers? If it is true that as many Nigerians deal in drugs as she has suggested, why can't the South African government apprehend, arrest, and prosecute them and send them to jail rather than demonize, misrepresent, target, and kill innocent and defenseless Nigerians? This is a clear case of racial stereotyping and a squad and shameful attempt to justify hate, racism, xenophobia, self-hate, black-on-black violence, and mass murder. Permit me to educate the South African foreign minister and set the record straight. There are thousands of Nigerian professionals, academics, lecturers, intellectuals, businessmen, scientists, engineers, and doctors in your country working hard, doing a great job and contributing massively to your development and economy. The fact that your people hate Nigerians and enjoy killing us has nothing to do with drugs, human trafficking, or drug trafficking. It is because your people are hateful, ignorant, xenophobic, lazy, racist, and envious of us. And the few irresponsible Nigerians that go to South Africa and indulge in terrible and unforgivable crimes like drug and human trafficking and gang-related violence do so only because your people have a terrible weakness, an undue fascination, and an insatiable appetite for hard drugs, alcohol, prostitutes, men and women of easy virtue, and the dark, ugly, and wide side of life. It is therefore not surprising that South Africa has, for the better part of the last 25 years, been described as the world's capital for homicide and the country with the highest number of people that have been afflicted with HIV and AIDS. Rather than work hard like their Nigerian counterparts, South Africans prefer to go to sleazy and cheap nightclubs, gamble on the gaming machines and poker tables, drink huge amounts of beer, take massive amounts of hard drugs, and stay at home, watch television and sleep. They are not particularly good at anything except singing beautiful songs and killing other Africans. It is for this singular reason that their women love and respect Nigerian men and have nothing but contempt for their own. Generally speaking, Nigerian men are strong, productive, virile, focused, courageous, industrious, adventurous, and hardworking with a touch of arrogance, and they excel in all their ways. Sadly, the average South African male does not possess these virtues. It does not stop there. For the better part of the last 50 years, Nigeria has been the major military and economic power in Africa, and we have used our wealth, power, and influence wisely and expeditiously to the advantage of many countries on the continent. For example, had it not been for us, the minority whites, Boers, would still be ruling over the black South Africans, and apartheid would still have been firmly in place. We nationalized British Petroleum and Barclays Bank because of them in the late 1970s, and thereby compelled the British to accept a demand of black majority rule in South Africa and Zimbabwe and to stop supporting apartheid and their white minority government. We are far ahead of South Africans in terms of education and virtually every other sphere of human endeavor, and we have opened up our country for them to come and invest in. Today, Nigeria is by far the biggest market for their expertise, products, goods, and services, and if that market were to ever be closed to them or their companies, nationalize it, it will affect their economy enormously. The truth is that they benefit far more than and make far more money from us today than we benefit and make money from them. In a trade war, they have far more to lose than we do because not that many Nigerian companies have invested heavily in and operate in South Africa, whilst many South African companies have invested heavily in and operate in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, some of those companies may make money from the Nigerian market and their Nigerian operations than they do in the whole of the rest of Africa put together. That is what we have offered and given them, and yet they have offered and given us next to nothing in return. All we get from them are insults, violence, and hate. Historically and in every other way, they are very much our juniors. Our people were educated at Oxford, Cambridge, and the very best universities in the world since 1860. South Africans, blacks never went to a real university until the 1990s after apartheid fell. We have liberated and brought peace, justice, and stability to many African countries and been a blessing to the African continent for many decades despite our present challenges. Whether it be Angola, Mozambique, Congo, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Zambia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Ghana, Namibia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, São Tomé and Principe, such Sudan, Chad, Niger, and so many others. We were there in full force with our money, our arms, our logistical support, and in some cases, our troops. We shed blood, and our blood was shed for other African countries over the years. Yet, all we get in return are insults. If you say Nigerians are drug pushers and human traffickers, then I will say that South Africans are losers, racist, dropouts, failures, and genocidal menace. Worse, had the white boas not built up South Africa, it would still be a barren land. Had it been white boas have not built South Africa, it would still be a barren land, and the black population will still be nothing but slaves that live in filthy and squalid little township. Despite the despite all the razzmatazz and great public relations about being a happy and prosperous rainbow nation where everyone is so happy and is treated so well. The truth is that South Africa remains a country with a black body and a white head. Wow. Hmm. The truth is that South Africa remains a country with a black body and a white head. Honestly, this guy, this speaks a volume. It speaks volume. It speaks really volume. I say this because even though political control and leadership has been ceded to the black, 80% of the multinational corporations, big business, industry, the private sector and the economic, and 90% of the choicest land, the biggest farms and the best farmland still remain in the hands of the white minority. Given this, is it any wonder that black South Africans are literally going mad and are so deeply frustrated and filled with hatred and bitterness? They have nothing, and unlike the days of the Oliver Tambo, Nelson Mandela, and Thabo Mbeki, all great and inspiring men of strength, courage, wisdom, conviction, and profound wisdom, other than a handful of new political leaders who are essentially corrupt, weak, fearful, divided, conflicted, and uninspiring token niggers and Uncle Toms, with the possible exception of a bright, courageous, and rising young star by the name of Julius Malema. Their prospect of ever amounting to anything over the next 100 years is very dim. Guys, this Fani Kayode, the guy, he's saying the truth, but he has bad mouths. He really finished South Africa. Honestly, he really finished them. So the thing that Fani Kayode, wrote about them, it can continue on and on. It's a very, very, very lengthy one. I might put the link below in the description box so that you get all that Fani Kayode has told this woman to remind South Africans and this particular Minister of Foreign Affairs. Her name is Pando. Because the woman just came and started saying all manner of things. We saw the video. So if really that what she's accusing Nigerians for, or most Nigerians for, in South Africa, is that the way forward? Just like I said in one of my videos, is that the way forward? Can't you people arrest these people? Can't you people bring these people to book if really you know what you are doing? Does that justify the treatment you are giving to foreigners, especially Nigerians? Because she came out and focus on Nigerians, that our government should try and tell our people not to come to their area. You can imagine the way the woman reasoned. Only God knows if that woman at that level, somebody at that level, at the top official at that, saying such a thing, you can imagine what their you can imagine the mindset of the masses. But try to be more objective. Most of the South Africans, few of them have been coming out to say they are sorry. They are sorry that it's just a misplaced priority and anger. Just like everybody knows that economically the white minority are holding the South Africa. Why they are just figurehead, just like a Fani Kayode has said, the way he described it, that the body is just the South Africans, while the head is the white minority in that place. So I don't know why they have taken everything upside down. I think it's just out of frustration and inferiority complex. Somebody was saying that they dare not go to Cape Town, that because when you get to Cape Town, it's, white dominated area, that they dare not take that as xenophobia attack to that place, and that is the place they are supposed to go, but they don't go there. But they are trying to fight their fellow black people who are controlling 0.00000.1. That is not even up to 1%. So, guys, I would like to hear from you what you think about the description of a FFK to the South Africans and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the woman called Pandor. Please leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you.